This is a Dragonbane unboxing. This is the box set that I got just the other day. Arrived in the post from the Free League sale. It's a pretty hefty box too. It's pretty good weight. There's a fair bit of stuff in it from the look of the back. So I'm not going to go through every little thing that's on here, but we'll open it up as we go on. Now this is not going to be a video about teaching you how to play the game. This is just talking about the unboxing, the contents, and looking a bit about the game itself. So yeah, here we go. Let's open it up. I've had this for a couple of days. Been dying to get this open so I can just have a look at it and see what's inside. You also get the PDFs when you buy the game from Free League, which I appreciate. Always appreciate that. So I've had a brief look at it, but I haven't really had a chance to get to know the contents or anything like that. So you get a bunch of dice, which are very nice. Not sure if I'm a fan of the green, but that's okay. 2d20s with little Dragonbane symbols on them. Get 4d6, a d12, a d8, a d4, and a d10. So that's pretty good. You get a bunch of standee bases, because in the box there will be a bunch of standee tokens that we'll have a look at in a minute. You get a bunch of adventure cards. Now these adventure cards are used in the game, I guess to randomize treasure, I suppose. It's got gold coins and stuff on the back, and if I can get this open. So yeah, gold coins value. So I'm assuming that you use these to randomize the treasures that you get in the game. And there's a whole bunch of these other cards, which I assume are lore cards, which tell you a bit about the adventures that you're on. Okay, pretty good. It's more, these are treasure cards as well. Okay, these are initiative cards for deciding your turn order. These are more adventure things. These are like equipment. So treasure, improvised weapons. Okay. Okay, that's a good idea, I suppose. Little games catalogue of different games from Free League. All right, so let's get this stuff out. Ooh, these are the tokens I was talking about earlier. Ooh, they're very nice. Look at that. I like this art style. I've seen this art before. I think this is the same artist who did the art for Vaesen. I could be wrong, but so you stick that in your little token stand. You've got a whole bunch of them. So this reminds me a bit of the Pathfinder 2E, the Pathfinder 2nd edition box set, which also gives you a whole bunch of pawns, or standees, as some people call them. And they're all really cool. The art is amazing. They're double-sided, which is cool. Okay, you've got character sheets. So you've got blank character sheets, which are really good. And there's a bunch of them, so people can roll up their own characters if they want to. And there are pre-generated characters as well, which is good if you want to just jump straight into a game, so the players don't have to worry about, rolling everything up. That's pretty good. And there are 5 of those. So that's good. Ooh, look. There is a little... Oh, it's a combat. It's a little tiny combat play mat. So you've got wilderness and you've got dungeon, I guess. I don't know if you can draw on this. It doesn't look like it's a dry erasable, but I guess I might try that later and find out. There's a cool map. This is a map of the area that you'll be adventuring in, because there is a book of adventures in the actual game. That's pretty cool. And on the back, oh, these are all Kickstarter backers. A list of Kickstarter backers. I hope you can see this entire map. I don't know if you can. I'm assuming that you can. I'll move it up and down just to see if you can see everything. There's a lot of detail in there. It's very good. So this game, I get the impression this game is a bit like a sandbox type campaign where you move around from place to place discovering things, doing lots of exploring, which seems to be the theme of a lot of Swedish fantasy games. It's very similar to Forbidden Lands. Yeah, Forbidden Lands has the same sort of structure, and Symbaroum also has the same sort of structure where you travel around from area to area. This is a solo mode game. This part of it here. Core solo tools, inspiration table, fortune chart, inspiration table, dragon, demon effects. So that's the solo rules. Oh, this is a nice thick book. That's the adventures. I'm not going to dwell too much time on there because that's going to spoil stuff, but there's basically a whole stack. There's basically the equivalent of a whole campaign of adventures. Every other starter set I've had has really only had 3 adventures being the most. Sometimes they have 1 adventure. Most of them have got 3 in it. This one has got a whole campaign. There must be about 10 adventures in this. That's a fair bit. That's pretty good. If I go through and count them on the map. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That is really good. That's really good value for a game. This is the rule book, and that's pretty beefy rule book. The art is magnificent, and I'm pretty sure that is definitely the artist from Vaesen. So he's obviously one of the core artists with Free League. Look at that, just magic stuff. These are the various archetypes that you can be in the game, sort of like classes. But you can create, as far as I know, you can create characters from scratch as well. Then there's your lineages or races or ancestries, or kin, as they're called in this. You've got your dwarves and your humans. But you've also got new ones like mallards and wolfkin, which are pretty cool. And it all seems like it's a very quick process. Like you just roll up stuff as you go through. You can see here, roll d6, and you choose your gear from there. You can roll your nicknames and stuff like that. So it all seems like you roll up pretty quickly when you're rolling characters up in this game. Then the rules themselves. This uses a d20 system, but it's different from D&D in that you roll under. So basically, the number that you have to meet, and you roll under that. And I think the number is based on your attributes. Okay, that looks pretty cool indeed. And that is basically just getting started about the box set. So that is very briefly the Dragonbane starter set, and that is magnificent. That is fantastic. Probably one of the best starter sets I've seen. The Pathfinder 2e starter set is probably just as good, but this has far more content in it for playing a full campaign, plus the solo mode, which I know the Pathfinder 2e one has got a solo adventure in it as well. But I get the impression this is probably something you could do. See, this is a solo Dungeon Delver campaign, so it sort of lasts longer. Great maps, of course. Same with the Pathfinder one, they've got great maps as well, and same with character sheets and stuff like that. And great pawns and standees and things. Nice little cards and things, which of course, the Pathfinder set doesn't have these sorts of cards, but really, you don't really need these cards. They are a bit gimmicky. They've got them in lots of other Free League games as well. Got them in the Alien starter box set. They've got them in the One Ring and stuff like that. You don't really need these cards, but they are nice, and I suppose the players will like them because they're just cool to look at. But aside from that, there's no real need for them. But they do look good. The dice are good. I like those. The dice are nice. They roll nicely. They're nicely made. That is the Dragonbane Mirth and Mayhem role-playing set. I will definitely be playing that with my players.